Hey everybody, Matt Hartman here for Drunkard's Walk, here with another extra for you. So I am at COSI, which is the Columbus Science Museum. And fortunately, the Columbus Science Museum is also attached to their Natural History Museum. And so today, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about this guy. This guy here, you recognize him? He's a Stegosaurus. Now, there it is, see? Stegosaurus. Now the Stegosaurus has a very interesting feature at the end of his tail. See all those spines? That, my friends, is called the Thagomizer. So we talked about the Thagomizer and what it was and how it came up with its name, and it was all related to a Far Side comic from Gary Larson. So this is it. This is the Thagomizer right here. Now let's go take a closer look because they actually have a little exhibit that's about the spines. So let's go take a look at that real quick. Hold on here. All right, so there you go. There are the actual spines from the back of the Stegosaurus. And you can see here, tail spikes. For whatever reason, they haven't used its actual name. Unless it's on here somewhere else. I feel like I'm searching Wikipedia again. Yeah, they don't talk about it. Can you believe that? So why they don't actually use the term here, I'm not sure, because it is absolutely a scientific term, or it's a term used by scientists. I shouldn't say it's a scientific term, because what do I know what the difference between those two things is? But this is it, and I think it's really cool that we can see these things and these dinosaur. Now keep in mind, when you go to the museum, they're not actually dinosaur bones that you're seeing. They're rock, right? Because the calcium from the bone has been replaced with rock over time. That's what fossilization is all about. So what you're seeing are actually rocks or recreations. In this particular case, I'm not sure if this is a recreation or not. This is a cast of the one from the American Museum of Natural History. But let's take another real quick look at that Thagomizer. Such a cool part of this thing, and I think that yeah, pretty vicious thing to run into. But yeah, so there you go. That is the Stegosaurus, and that is the Thagomizer. That is another Drunkard's Walk Extra. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye. Hey everybody, Matt Hartman here again for another Drunkard's Walk Extra. So I finished putting together the Thagomizer one, and I was like, this is way too short, so I gotta add more. But I did wear my Jurassic Park shirt so that I could kind of carry over, you know, like we just talked about dinosaurs. Look, I'm wearing a dinosaur t-shirt, and now I'm gonna talk about something entirely different. Also, I wanted to point out that June 1st was National Dinosaur Day in the United States. I'm not sure if you knew that or not. I didn't until that day. So I hope you celebrated, and if you didn't, get ready for next year, I guess. Start putting your list together and what you're gonna do. All right, what I'm gonna talk to you about now though is something a little bit different, something you can eat, something called Hydrox. If you're not familiar with Hydrox, they are a sandwich cookie. There they are, Hydrox sandwich cookies. Now I bought this pack of Hydrox back when we did our first episode about them, back in like 2021, 2022, something along those lines. This particular package of Hydrox was best by October of 2022. So we'll see how they are now. Yum. But I wanted to talk a little bit about them and what they are and where they came from. And of course, they're a lot like Oreo cookies, which a lot of people are more familiar with than Hydrox. But as it turns out, Hydrox was first. If you didn't know that, now you know. Hydrox came about in 1908, and Oreos weren't around until about 1912. And Oreos were kind of actually a mimic of Hydrox. Hydrox was initially made by the Sunshine Biscuit Company, and they were supposed to be pure, and they were supposed to be good and have goodness and purity in them. And so Hydrox actually comes from hydrogen and oxygen. They put that together, and that's how they got the name Hydrox for these things. But Sunshine Biscuits was acquired by Keebler back in the 90s, and Keebler replaced Hydrox with something called Droxies. They were a similar type of sandwich cookie, but they were not Hydrox. Eventually, they just discontinued them entirely. I think it was about 2003. They marketed some other things in their famous Amos brand and things like that. But then eventually Keebler was acquired by Kellogg, and Kellogg also resumed distribution of Hydrox because there was a fan site, a Hydrox fan site, and they said that nonconformists don't eat Oreos. We need our Hydrox back. Carvel Ice Cream, if you're familiar with them, they used Hydrox cookies as like some of their crumble and their crust and things like that because Hydrox are kosher. They don't use any lard in them like Oreos do. You can also see on this particular package that they're made with real sugar. I don't know if Oreos are made with real sugar or not, but well, I don't know. But anyway, this is, it says on here, experience America's original cream-filled cookie. So how do I have these if they were discontinued? Well, this brand right here, Leaf, started making them again in 2014. And you can still buy them now. You can go on Amazon and you can get yourself, like I did, a box of 6 of these packages. I think it's about $30 or something like that. So it's not super expensive, but you can't just get them individually like this, and I could not find them in stores anywhere. And that might be because in 2018, the U.S. Federal Trade Commission filed a complaint against Mondelez, who are the ones that own Nabisco, who are the ones that make Oreos, saying that Hydrox cookies were being hidden from customers by Oreos. I don't think that was the case when I went to try to find them. I just think the store didn't carry them, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool packaging. It's supposed to look like old-fashioned-y because they're over 100 years old, as are Oreos, obviously, at this point. There's also, there's tons of sandwich cookies out there, but supposedly Hydrox was the first kind of mass-produced chocolate sandwich cookie. So what I thought I would do is, I thought I would open up this bad boy here, and try out a Hydrox. I actually did this once already. Jethro and I got together shortly after we started the podcast, after this episode, and we sat and played some crokinole and ate some Hydrox and drank a little bourbon. Bourbon does not go well with Hydrox, in case you're curious. So today, I've just got some water to go with mine. This is also a big deal for me because over the last month, I have not had any candy or sweets or cookies or cake or anything. I've just kind of was doing a cut that out and see how that went. It wasn't fun, but I'm back to eating these things, and so I get to eat a cookie today. Actually, a couple cookies. Now, the Oreos that I'm going to be eating are Halloween Oreos because we still have these left over from Halloween. So they are orange cream. You can see there's orange cream in there, but they're the same. They're not flavored orange or anything like that. So they still have that same flavor of an Oreo. But I figured they're a little older and these are a little older. So, maybe that'll offset. I shouldn't open the Oreo first. Let's open the Hydrox first. Let's see what we've got in here. Like I said, I went through 4 packages of these, or 3 packages of these at least. Maybe I gave a package to Jethro to take with him. And I remember them being good. They have no trans fat, no high fructose corn syrup. That's what the labels say on the outside. So I'm gonna open them up here. And there you go. That's how they're serving Hydrox these days. And you can see there's quite a few little crumbs sitting on the edge of these guys. This guy's broken, so I'm gonna try to find one that's not broken here. There we go. All right, so I don't know if you can see real well. I don't have the best lighting going on in here, but there's the Hydrox cookie. It is pretty ornate designs that are up in there. Let me see if I can get some more light on this. Hold on. I forgot to mention I'm here in the Drunkard's Walk kitchen. That's where we do this kind of stuff. So a little bit easier to see there. Okay, there you go. It says Hydrox right in the middle. It's got little flowers and stuff like that. Let's give it a taste. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but they're still crunchy. Like I said, this box is at least 3 years old. So well done, Hydrox. It's kind of a dark chocolatey taste. The chocolate part is a little more bitter. Now I'm making a mess. Yeah. They taste really good. I like them. I remember when I was a kid, these were definitely available. In fact, you could sometimes get these in vending machines. That's how prevalent they were. Obviously, they went away in the late 90s, mid to late 90s. Pretty good. let us know, are you a Hydrox fan? Are you somebody who thinks that Hydrox are better than Oreos? Do you wish you could still get Hydrox at the grocery store, or at least more easily? I'm interested to hear, because I think a lot of people don't. I think a lot of people have forgotten about these. They don't even realize they exist. Because Oreo, they certainly took the market share, and you can see the packaging is even the same. It's the same colors. And normal Oreos obviously have white icing in them. All right, so there's the Oreo, and there you go. So it says Oreo in it. Again, pretty ornate design up in there. Pretty familiar with that. This particular one, like I said, is Halloween. So on the other side, it even says boo, boo. It's got a little ghost. But let's give this a taste and see how they compare. I cleansed my palate once. Let me do it one more time. Because much like Oreos, Hydrox gets stuck in your teeth. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's like a sweeter cookie. I mean, it still has that chocolatey flavor, obviously, and the cream flavor, but it is different. It is a different taste. I don't know that I necessarily prefer one over the other. They both taste pretty good. But it is different. So if you've never tried a Hydrox, see if you can track them down. Like I said, you can buy them on Amazon. I'm not trying to encourage you to shop on Amazon, but I don't know where else to get them. Now let's take a look, if we can. I don't know about you, but one of the things I like to do with Oreos is break them open, eat the filling, and then eat the cookies separately. So I'm curious if I could do the same thing. Oh yeah, obviously. All right, so if you take a look here, the cream is a little bit of a different color. It's a little bit of a darker color than we normally see in an Oreo. No, I can't compare to that one because they're orange, but it's a little rougher around the edges. I also feel like maybe there's not quite the same amount of cream in there, but I'm curious. I think the cream is a little sweeter and a little creamier. Because Oreos have that like lard like thing going on, so it's a different consistency for sure. See if I can get some more cream out of this guy. Yeah, cause see this feels like more cream that's in here. Not gonna come apart. Oh, it broke. Come on, Oreo. Can't even keep it in there. So yeah, it's a little different look to it. Yeah, like this is starchier. It's like firmer, and it like keeps its form more. Whereas like this is a little creamier. Yeah, I think I like this cream better, for sure. And cookie wise, and it's not as sweet, and I sort of like that. Yeah. Well, anyway, so now you know my preferences. Go find out for yourself. See if you can track down some of these Hydrox, because I think it's really fascinating that they were first, and then they kind of got, you know, knocked out of the market by Oreo. I remember as a kid thinking that Hydrox was like the generic brand. It was like it was the knockoff, but not the case. So now you know a little bit more about Hydrox. Go try them out. If you get a chance, let us know, which one do you prefer, Hydrox or Oreos? Maybe we can get Hydrox back on those store shelves. Woo-woo! All right, bye everybody. Bye.